With that, we bring in Andy McCarthy, former federal prosecutor, National Review contributing editor, and Fox News contributor, has a piece about this out today. So, Andy, what's your take on what we're seeing here?
Well, I imagine we're finding out about it now, Martha, because Congress is back in town. So there would have been briefings about this at this point, so they couldn't keep a lid on it anymore. You mentioned justice is blind. Justice is also notoriously slow. You know, Merrick Garland may have to make a decision about this, but it's a 5-year statute of limitations, and there's no pressure on him time-wise to make a decision about it. I think that, you know, the issue here is much more about politics than about law. They have this investigation of Trump in connection with classified documents, which, even though by degree what Donald Trump did seems to be more serious than what we're hearing about. This is still an early phase with Biden, so we'll have to see for more details. But in principle, it's the same kind of offense. He, you know, retained classified documents that he shouldn't have had in a place where they shouldn't have been. And apparently it was together with other government records that also should have been logged with the archives under the Presidential Records Act. So it's very close factually to the Trump investigation. And the problem for them politically with the Trump investigation is they had a very small margin of error because of the Hillary Clinton investigation, which resulted in no charges, even though that was quite an egregious violation.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, you also write about this organization, the Biden-Penn Center, and where their funding came from to launch the Biden-Penn Center. Why is that relevant here?
Well, there's about $54.5 million of funding that started coming in from China, and including people connected to the regime. So that disclosure comes right now at the moment when the Republicans in the House, having just taken over the House, are about to stand up an investigative committee that, among other things, is going to look into the millions and millions of dollars that went from people who were very closely connected to the communist regime in China into the Biden family coffers. So it seems to me that the political ramifications of this may be much more serious for Biden than the legal ones.
Yeah. It remains to be seen what the impact of this revelation is on the Trump investigation. But, you know, just as an observer, you want these things to be treated equally. In terms of the baseline, right? It's illegal. You're not allowed to remove these documents. Everybody seems to think they can, though, that the rules don't apply to them when it comes time to leave the White House. And then after that, it seems to me that the seriousness is sort of meted out in terms of what the documents are and why you wanted to take them, why you wanted to sit on them in your own private office. Quick thought, if you can, Andy.
It may be that, you know, there's not a good explanation for that because, as Peter said, we may never know exactly what these documents are. Yeah.
Andy, thank you very much. We'll continue to follow your coverage of this. Andy McCarthy with us today. Always great to have you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.